Hello and welcome to this week's WaterCooler for Andor. Andor is the series on Disney Plus right now. You've seen the title, you're listening to this for a reason, so you probably know what Andor is, but just in case you don't, it is the prequel to the Rogue One movie from Star Wars. My name's Anthony, I'm joined by Seve. Seve, man, how you going?
Mate, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. And we actually haven't spoken to each other about this series, so
Nope.
I don't know your views on it. You don't know mine. I'm going to jump right in there and say I'm really enjoying it.
I'm loving it.
Oh, there we are. Look at us go.
It's really, really well written.
So before we jump in, guys, spoilers for the first 3 episodes.
Yes, that's what you get right now.
They dropped 3 episodes at once. We watched all 3. I don't know about you. I started the first one and was like, within the first, I want to say, because that whole first sequence of him going to a bloody brothel, mind you.
Yeah.
He went to a brothel and then him straight up murdering a cop.
Well, he accidentally killed one.
Well, the first one, yeah, but the second one was
I
executioner
knew he was doing that second one.
style.
Even the cop knew he was going to die because he started to change his tone. I said he has to kill him. He has to. There's no way around this. He has to kill him.
I wasn't really like, because I approached this like, okay, I've got to watch this. It's Star Wars, yeah, blah blah blah. We've got a few things on our list that we're like, we have to get to this for content, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. I was watching this at a time where I was half watching it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After that first whole scene, I stopped and said, no, I need to give this.
I need to watch this.
I need to give this. This is really good.
You know what's funny about it too? This is the exact same style that the new Game of Thrones is in, but I like this.
What do you mean?
Well, this is we know what happens to this character.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like,
we know
where
exactly
this goes.
how his story ends because it happens in Rogue
So you
One.
went back and watched Rogue One pretty recently, right?
Yeah.
So, guys,
Well, the missus hasn't
you get
seen
Rogue
it.
One, and you've got Diego Luna, aka Cassian Andor.
Yep.
Cassian Andor. Name of the show, Andor, guys. A fully fledged rebel spy.
That's it.
He's been doing this for a while. This whole series is showing how he got to that point.
That's right.
So
How he's able to infiltrate the Imperial forces.
So essentially,
And he does it easy.
yeah, look like
He
he
does it,
belonged
he goes-
essentially.
You just walk in. He goes, they're not even thinking that someone's going to be a spy because their bellies are so full, they just don't care.
Yeah, it's so good.
You just walk in and take what you want and walk out.
That like his justification of that of just look like you belong. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Which we have seen before. We've seen it in Mando. With
Definitely.
Din and Bill Burr's character.
Yeah, just walk on in. Look
Just
like you
walk
belong,
on in,
guys.
go straight to the console, take your helmet off. No one cares.
It's fantastic.
It just works well.
Now, like I said, the first scene starts off, and you get so much in that first scene. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. We get a brothel.
Yep.
You get a brothel in a Disney Plus Star Wars show.
Yep.
Which I kind of think sets the tone for the show right there, and then the killing of the guards.
Yep.
It tells you anything can happen here, and that's what I think is, like you said, we know where this character goes,
Yeah.
but the journey to get there, that's going to be the fun.
That's right. And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm invested in this. Like, even though I know where it goes, I want to see how he gets to where it goes.
Yeah, of course. You want to see how he gets to who he is, of course.
Because he's an interesting character as well.
I became a lot more interested as well when episode 3 rolled around, or I think end of episode 2, start of episode 3, I think it was.
With Mr. Skarsgård.
And Mr. Skarsgård pops up.
Yep.
How many Skarsgårds are there out there, by the way?
4, I think. That act.
So,
I think there's 4 of them. I could be
they're all
wrong.
out there. Now, this isn't the same. This isn't Avengers Skarsgård, is it?
Yes.
So he's getting double money?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Thor,
this
Eric
is
Selvig,
Stalin, yeah.
Stellan it is. So he's getting double Disney money now.
Yes,
Congratulations.
that's it.
Everyone who gets that, well earned.
Give him the money.
Oh, definitely. His character was pretty cool from the start too, just in control of his own situations. Going to teach this guy how to.
He knows everything.
I love setting those traps on the way in, the bombs and everything.
Oh, what did he say? Before you enter a room, make sure you've got your way out sorted or something like that.
Yeah. Multiple ways out.
It was like, wow, you're awesome.
Oh,
I love you.
That's what I mean. Like his first little scene of him actually having and the first face to face with Cassian, like he gets a gun pulled in his face and doesn't flinch.
But not only that, when they go at the end of episode 3, when they go to his ship is shiny and looking brand new. It's no normal Star Wars good guy ship where it's a bunch of just jumbled parts added together, and his ship is legit. Like he's got money.
So he's Luthen Rael?
And a lot of money.
Luthen, great name. Love that. Did you notice the scroll at the start of the whole episode where they go through all the different like droids and everything?
Yeah, the intro.
Yeah. B2 Emo.
Yeah.
Is in there as well.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so he's a new character for this show.
Yeah, you've got to have your new droids.
He's only credited for 3 episodes.
Oh, no, he's going to blow up.
Well, I don't think no, he's done, I think. That's 3.
Oh, yeah.
So once they've left, where were they? They were Puramoto or wherever it was. Once they leave there, Ferrix. Sorry, they're on Ferrix. I don't think they're going back to Ferrix now.
You don't reckon?
No, just by like a couple of things you've seen on the cast listings and stuff. I'm like, I don't think
you reckon they're just
we're
going
to see these characters again. Yeah.
I reckon we will. We will see it, though, because it'll be a flashback.
Well, we got flashbacks.
Because we've got to have a flashback of Cassian learning English, essentially.
Which hopefully brings us to it was what's her name who took him in? Because she's a fantastic actress.
Marva Andor.
Yeah, Marva.
Fiona Shaw.
She's brilliant.
Yeah. She's done a lot. She's got a big catalogue.
I think she might be a Harry Potter alumni as well.
She was. Dursley.
She was too, yeah. Bad lady
Petunia,
in that.
Aunt Petunia.
Very good, though, in that. Like, does it well. To the point where the character she plays in the book, so she's the kind of wicked stepmother of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right? And in the books, you hate her. Like, you're like, you've treated this kid awfully.
Yeah.
I liked her in the movie because she gives this kind of like, she has that line where she's like, you didn't just lose your mum, I lost my sister.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're like, you start seeing that you're like, I'm not supposed to get any heart from you. Stop. Stop.
She was also in True Blood as well.
Was she?
Yep. Yeah, she's got a good repertoire.
Anyway, she's amazing.
Big catalogue.
So, and she comes in as a gunslinging scavenger hunter as well.
Yep.
At the start. What do you think about so we find out where all these planets that we've got. So Ferrix, Keneferi, was it? When they were saying a guy from there kind of thing. The planets that we were getting early on. These are all new planets.
Yeah.
So everything getting done for this show is getting created for this show.
Which is good, because it's going to expand the Star Wars universe. We're not just going to be Luke Skywalker.
Well, how great is it not to just be on Tatooine again?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I get it.
But I mean,
it's a cheap set.
You may not be on Tatooine, but I mean, every place seems to look like Tatooine.
Well, no, because
it's
not like sandy awfulness, you know? But we hear about, obviously, his planet when he's younger, there being a strip mining disaster there. We see the kids go and see the mine that was destroyed,
yep.
essentially. I don't know, like this, I don't know if this is what it was meant to be or what was just in my head, but it seems that maybe their parents were killed in the mining disaster.
It's possible because they're
You
a
know,
whole
so they're just
bunch
kids,
of kids, essentially.
you know? So I'm thinking I'm thinking their parents were working one day. They've had this massive mining accident, disaster, whatever it is, because they essentially shut down an entire planet
Yeah.
when that happened. And it looks like, well, now it's just the kids there who've kind of made a world of their own. So you've got, and you also set up, so in that first scene, you've got him going to the brothel. Why is he there?
Looking for his sister.
Looking for a sister. So you get his motivation, you get who he is, and then you get the catalyst for everything in the show.
Yeah.
It was just the perfect first scene, wasn't it?
It was good, a good opener.
And that's what I mean. It got me to the point where I was like, I got to pay attention to this show.
Oh, I need to pay attention.
The other thing I paid attention to, luckily, was 5 BBY. So this is the first time I've seen it. I don't know. I'll be honest, I haven't watched the cartoons
No.
and the animated stuff.
Me either yet.
But
I want to.
BBY is the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's the battle in, I think it's New Hope or Return of the Jedi, one of those two.
Yep.
And that's how Star Wars fans essentially talk about the year. They say that reset the calendar.
Oh, okay.
So you've got before that battle,
Yeah.
and after that battle.
So before BBY and no.
Well, it's BBY and ABY. So after the Battle of Yavin and before the Battle of Yavin. I might be saying Yavin wrong, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
And that happens about a third of the way.
Just to give us a spot on where we're sitting.
So
where was Andor set?
Andor is set. They said 5 BBY.
Yeah.
So that puts it 5 years essentially.
So where's Rogue One?
Rogue One is about, what's that? 3 years away.
So it's still before the battle.
Yeah. So the battle is, not A New Hope. I think it's after A New Hope, Return of the Jedi. One of those two.
Yeah, right.
So it's during the original trilogy. And Rogue One is set right before the original trilogy. It literally folds straight into the start of the original trilogy.
Yeah, nice.
Because the title scroll on A New Hope, so the first of the trilogy,
So
is literally the
is the battle? Is that
plot
where they
for Rogue One.
Is the battle? Is that where they destroy the first Death Star?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Give me a second. I'll get onto that.
Yeah, that'd make sense. That it's something so big, because you see in Rogue One that Death Star, that thing goes nuts.
Yeah. So the Battle of Yavin. I don't know if I was pronouncing that right. It's Yavin, and it refers to. It was the location of the principal rebel base early in the Galactic Civil War, and the site from which the rebellion launched the attack that destroyed the first Death Star.
Yeah, so there you go.
So that's your reset of,
and that's where that's Luke, going through the Death Star canyons as well, isn't it?
yes,
yeah.
So
Basically, Top Gun Maverick,
yeah, pretty much,
but in space.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is what's significant about this is that, like I said, I haven't seen that time stamp used as.
I feel like every show or movie should be doing that now.
But that hasn't done it. They haven't done that in Star Wars before.
Yeah, I know they should do it everywhere. So then we know where it's set. So then we know if those characters aren't showing up, we still know whereabouts it would be.
Yeah. So this is...
That would have helped heaps for The Mandalorian when it first came out. You would have been like, well, when is this set? Obviously, it got shown to us that Luke's a master when he shows up at the end, but you still didn't quite know where it was set.
So if we are interested in this, I'll run through it quickly because I've just found the list for this. So you've got Star Wars The Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Is BBY 32.
Yep.
And then you've got Attack of the Clones 22, Revenge of the Sith 19,
Yep.
Obi-Wan Kenobi 9, Andor now comes in at 5, Star Wars: A New Hope is 0, so that's when it happens.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back is ABY 3.
Yep.
Return of the Jedi ABY 4, Mando 9,
Yep.
Force Awakens 34, Last Jedi 34, and Rise of Skywalker 35.
Where was Rogue One?
Rogue One was before Star Wars: New Hope, but like as it happens, so that would be like BBY 0.5 probably.
Yeah, so
but
that's
something around there.
essentially the lead up to. So it's happening about the same time or just before, a couple of months beforehand.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
they
trying
literally
to work out because Princess
the events
Leia
of
was
Rogue One
in.
finished with them handing the plans to Leia.
Yeah, so she was. That's right. So I'm trying to work out where was Obi-Wan set.
Obi-Wan was set BBY 9.
There's a plot hole.
I don't know. I think that she's old enough there.
She's nowhere near it.
You don't reckon?
Nope.
How old is she?
She should-
She's only a teenager
In Rogue One,
in A New Hope.
is she?
Yeah, she's like
She looks
18 or
way
something?
older. Even 18, it still does. I don't think it makes sense because how old is
well,
she?
she's
6.
she needs to be.
Isn't she like
You gotta
6
remember-
or 7 in
Yeah,
Obi-Wan?
but her and Luke are twins. They're the same.
That's
age.
what I mean. Like the ages aren't. That doesn't add up.
So Luke was still a teenager in A New Hope as well.
Yeah, maybe it is adding up then. So
Yeah. So if she's
9 years added to 6, yeah, possible.
Puts her at about what's that?
Around
16, 17
yeah,
around
15,
there somewhere.
16,
Yeah.
something. Yeah, right.
But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sits around there, but it's hard because the actors didn't look
That's right. They actually didn't look like teenagers. They were fully grown
Yeah.
adults.
pretty much. But, that's how it happens. But yeah, so that's where it sits in the kind of Star Wars canon there. Look, we knew it sat before Rogue One, but the reason why we wanted to drill down on just how far before Rogue One it sat, so we're looking at about 4.5 years, is because that's how long we have of the series.
Yeah.
And the creator, is it Tony Gilroy, sorry, has said that he has a 5-year plan for it. So whether it's 5-year seasons or he has a show that spans 5 years essentially,
Yeah.
that's been written.
Good.
And this has already been.
Well, you can do that because
slated for
you
season
know,
2.
and this is the best thing about it is you know where your end is going to be.
Yeah.
He just has to bring it up to the start of Rogue One, and that's it. Like, that's all he's got to do.
100%. And what happens along the way.
That's
kind of
right.
thing.
And
It's
he
fantastic.
can do whatever he wants in that middle and have as much fun with it as he wants.
Which is kind of what. Like, that was the best thing about Mando. Is that Mando is sitting in that sweet spot between the end of the original trilogy and the start of the Rise of the Skywalker trilogy.
Yeah.
And anything that happens in there is fair game.
That's right. So how many years is between that? How many years have we got Mando playing games for? That's what I want to know.
You have, all right then, Mando is ABY 9.
Yep.
And you got 15 years before The Force Awakens.
Oh, we've got heaps. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah.
It's
It's a large chunk of time.
it's enough of a time for Baby Yoda or Grogu to turn into a Sith Lord
You reckon he's going that way, do
because
you?
he gets corrupted by the love for
He's gonna
Mando,
get corrupted.
and he'll kill Mando.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, we've got into a pretty dark theory. So let's get back to Andor here.
Let's
like I
let's
said,
just talk about the visual effects.
I've raved about that first scene, but yeah, okay. So the visual effects I did not have any issues with until
one
the speeder bike.
going across the plains.
I think so, but then part of me, part of me feels like when I'm watching it, you know how like you see the old tech they use?
Yeah.
How they have to match that tech to the tech they were using in the 80s?
Yeah.
Part of me feels like this is how I've seen speeder bikes look throughout every series. So if it does look...
Well, then it's exactly the same.
That's what I mean.
That's what a speeder bike looks like.
You know what I mean?
See, we
You're
don't
like,
have
oh,
speeder
well,
bikes. That's the problem as well, is trying to put something in your head that we don't have.
You're like, how should that move?
Like, we know how aircrafts move. We know how ships move because we have them. We know what a
not the way
plane looks
these
like, and
ships
that's
move.
essentially what these spaceships are. They're planes. They take off.
Yeah, but the way they move in the air, these look gorgeous.
Oh, and the way they look in general, they're
but
spot
also
on.
the kind of float they do when they take off before they reach. All right, we're going to accelerate from this point. I love it.
Like, I just want to know how these guys are smashing the visual effects, and Marvel is struggling like completely with it.
Well, how many projects are they putting out a year?
Who?
Star Wars.
One.
You know,
They're smart with it.
This is what I mean. We've been waiting 2 years for Andor, and we had no idea when it was going to drop. Was Boba Fett the start of this year?
I think it was. I think it went from last year to this year, if I remember
So
correctly.
we're essentially getting like 1.5 shows a year. You know? Whereas Marvel's knock out like 6.
Yeah.
Like 4 shows and 2 movies.
Well,
or 3
Marvel
movies or
might need
whatever.
to learn.
This is the thing. Just pull it back, man. Just pull it back. We're good. Pull it back. It's going well for Star Wars, though. So, Marvel, copy Star Wars.
Yeah,
That's all you have
just
to
do
do.
it.
Just you're in the same house anyway, right?
Well,
Like, they're right there.
I think they're like next door, down the block, around the corner,
Yeah,
a couple of
I
streets
mean,
over, you know?
Pretty much. Using the same talent most of the time. Just
I think that's the only
Bring
thing
it
they're
over.
crossing over with. I think
Talent
Star
in.
Wars are going, we don't want your CGI team, keep them.
yeah, well, that's the problem. Star Wars has a CGI team, and I don't think Marvel
And Disney's
does.
like, can we borrow your CGI team? And Star Wars is like, no, get your own.
Well, they crossed over with that big screen that they film on. What's that called? The light screen.
Yeah.
So they both use the same tech there.
Well, that's
But
Favreau,
obviously-
see?
Yeah, has to be. Anyway, guys, this show, man.
It's got a lot of promise. A lot of promise.
My gosh, it's good.
The costumes are good. The characters look good. The CGI looks good.
Everything's solid and making you care for characters you've never met before.
That's right.
You know, like that Tim guy.
That Tim guy.
You know, sold him out.
Yeah, well,
But at the same time, when he gets shot, you're like, oh, poor bloke.
he's dead now.
You
That's
know,
what you get. Don't be a rat.
oh man, a jealous rat.
Snitches end up in ditches, mate. Come on. Proof.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he was blinded because he was into Bix, and you can see why. But
She has a
don't-
great
don't
work
go.
ethic.
She really does, except she's taking off to run errands all the time, but you let her do that.
Yes.
It's fine. Bix's a great character too. I don't know how much more of her we'll get.
Oh, I think we're going to
Be
get a
honest.
bit.
I hope so.
I think we're going to get a bit. I think she'll stay.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. Like, are they going back to... Are they going back to Ferrix?
I don't know. She might follow.
Because... Yeah, hope so. She's a great character.
Yeah.
Other great characters we get. So, Sergeant Kostek. This is the guy who kind of came in to reinforce and lead his team into a trap, essentially. It was didn't even know it was being set up. This guy, though, how on point was he to be just right in there, I support everything you're saying. We need a firm hand, a steady. He was fantastic. But like you said, all the characters and acting in this was just, I can't speak high enough of it. It was awesome. And this was really cool. I don't know what else we got on this, man.
No, I reckon we just tune in next week. I'm saying
Guys, watch it.
because we'll
Keep watching
bring you episode. Was it 4?
I reckon we will. Yeah. So we're going to go water coolers every week.
This has got to be a week by week because this is good. It's a good show. I think each week a lot of stuff's going to unfold as well.
Yeah, I mean they're only half-hour episodes, but they didn't feel like they felt longer.
It did feel longer, but it didn't feel longer in a bad way like stuff usually does.
No, it felt like you were getting a fair bit to it as well.
And we've got 12 episodes for the season, which is a little bit too many, but I think it might work.
And already renewed for season 2.
Yeah, good, as it should be.
So let's just get on this. If you're not on this by now and you've listened to this, hey, well, get on now because we'll be on board following along. We'll get a bit further into them and to be like, this is relating to this. I think we spent a bit of time trying to figure out where it was set today.
Yeah.
But welcome to the world of using BBY and ABY, guys.
That's right.
That's our our Star Wars timeline chronological setting. That's what we do. But yeah, cheers, join us, guys, and tune in next week for more Andor and whatever else comes up that we talk about, I guess.
That's exactly right, mate. Exactly right.
It's exactly right. We don't know. Cheers.
Exactly right. We've got no idea what's coming. Bye.
Bye.